So, I'm maybe as far from Finland as you can get when you are making games. I'm running the cluster in Kajaani, which is actually, there are some facts, it's the second largest game industry community in Finland. And there is one mistake there because this year we are going over 600 people easily. This is mainly because we have the undeniably best game education at our site, which is a talent pool. And due to that, we have there also very, very interesting and good companies. And many of them have already shown a success in many levels. The flagship company is called Critical Force. I suppose somebody has here heard about that. Could you please raise your hand? Thank you. And then we have several others there, and might say that one of the reasons for that is that we have been lately very active in these dedicated Pocket Gamer events, but we have also been contestants in different Pocket Gamer big indie bits and VR indie bits and stuff like that within the years, also organized in other events. And let's say some figures what we have there. So the turnover, it might sound like small, but the turnover monthly in companies in Kajaani at the moment is already over 500,000 euros minimum every month coming to the companies. And it's about selling, subcontracting and stuff like that. There is no finances included in this figure. And that's an amount that can easily carry on about 200 people working with the companies. And here is 130 mentioned because that's something that those people actually get competitive salaries compared to any other region in Finland. So they are real jobs within the gaming industry. What's special in Kajaani is that we are the leaders in the world in two categories of games or gaming or gamification. The one is mobile esports, which is extremely hot right now. It's actually maybe the hottest thing now currently because the VR has got some kind of death valley for a year now since last springtime. Then the other thing, there is an XR gaming, and because most of the people don't know what XR gaming is, it's, let's say, a little bit more serious type. It's about gamified real sports or training or stuff like that. You can have VR or some other things that makes training more interesting. But why I'm here is that I have run this cluster now since September 2015, and the aim was to get the, let's say, companies in the better shape and get more jobs and stuff like that. And the only way I see it's possible to do is that there is more money available, and more likely it's better if it's income instead of investments, but they both are needed. And to get those, the best thing is to participate in events, then take teams, even student teams, to the places, as I say, places where good things can happen. And in that category, these Pocket Gamer events are the best I know, at least in Europe, after, of course, Northern Game Summit in Kajaani. But these are the best ones because there is all kind of participants, all type of game developers, there are publishers, there are nowadays even investors, and I mean real investors, not somebody just kicking your tires and saying that, well, if you prove me that your game can make millions in 2 months' time, I can invest 10,000 for 51% of your company. Sorry, this is a pun intended. After talking with one angel investor last week, latest. that one of the teams should have been very happy that there is somebody offering 10,000, not knowing anything about the industry, not being able to put anything else to the table except 10,000 euros. I can't open any doors for you, I can't do anything for you, I can't help. I don't know anything, but I would like to get my share of your profit. Okay, fair enough. You can always ask, but that happens, and I suppose in Helsinki area that's even more normal to get that, because there is more people, more money, and more sharks around. But this is just something that you have to be talking with those people too. And in some point, if you are just entering to the industry, you are starting to learn, and in that point you should also use, let's say, advice from people who have been around a little bit longer there, like Samuli and plenty of others here, including myself, who have been there 10 or 20 years or something between that. Because you know that within time you start to learn more, and you also understand and learn how the motivation of different peoples goes. Okay. What we have done, especially with these Pocket Gamer events, is that we have been attending, this is the 5th event in a row that our cluster is very, very alive here, and I can tell that this Helsinki event is very good when people come to the first event outside the own city or like that, because it's relatively cheap to get here. You probably get tickets easily. They are cheap, or then you get them for free. And then you start to learn people, and you can, if you are making your own game, just enter to those big indie bits and stuff like that, because if you get inside and you get to talk to people in these, then you learn every time. Next time you will be much, much better. And let's say we have some track record there, at least 2 bats. You know, there's the baseball bat, the one who wins that. The first was Critical Force, and I think it was in Pocket Gamer Mixer in Gamescom. And then last year in Helsinki, it was the first time this big VR indie pitch, and it was Nemesis Perspective. Rookie student team with their summer project, 2 months time done in previous summer, and they really was the clear winner here. And the teams that was 2nd, 3rd and 4th were professional teams with experienced people, and those who came the 2nd, there was actually half of the team are sort of Finnish game industry dream team members that I would choose if I'm starting my company in that kind of position, that I can just take whoever I want. So really, really super pros were clearly behind those guys. And then we have these smaller, so 3rd prizes. All the 3 first get a prize, which is a sort of ticket that you can use Steel Media services for some amount. I think it's the 10,000, 5,000 and 3,000 at least in the biggest competitions, and then there are sometimes smaller things, but they are something that you can use to make your games better. You can use to get your let's say low budget or no budget marketing efforts more effective, and that's the reason also why you should participate them. And if you don't succeed this year or in this event, you can go to the next one when you're a little bit better and train, and you can try again, even with the same product when it's more mature and you have polished it more. And in those cases, in some point, it's probably going to happen if you have some talent there. Of course, there is the, let's say, need to choose who is the one who is going to speak for the team. It might be the guy who others think that he is the worst programmer, he is the worst designer, he is the worst artist, or even the worst designer. Nothing, no special skills or talents, except he or she is an excellent speaker and let's say have sort of charisma that it feels like he or she can sell whatever to whoever. And then you have found that, okay, we have a spokesman now. So it might be in whatever role in that. Normally it's called business development, so biz dev guys. And some things that you don't need a person like that, but if you're seriously trying to find out the ways to earn your living by making games, you need to have that kind of person too. Okay, today it's a little bit easier to have these types also, because as also Samuli earlier talked, you need people to take care of marketing and let's say all elements that may have positive effects to your user acquisition. And in the end, the success with the users and customers decides how you succeed. But I was coming here to tell what we have done within this. There is not everything, but these are clearly something that are direct consequences for attending Pocket Gamer events. We have got 2 companies direct investment because they attended Pocket Gamer Connects event in London, and the first of them received last summer 500,000 euros seed funding, and the person they started to talk with, they met in London January 2016. So you can count on there that it was 17 months from the first meeting to the time that they got the funding. On the other hand, in between that 17 months, they were tested with subcontracting cases by these investors, other companies, and there they made deals worth of 200,000 euros. So it was all the time worth doing, and all the time something that brought their company better and better, because they really were working with professionals and people who understood gaming industry. That's also important, that within these events you are more likely to talk with people who has at least some idea of the industry. And if they have that, you have a little bit easier to work with them, because they understand what might come there. And this is especially vital if you are sort of a green team, so you don't have some rock stars within your crew or something like that. And on the other hand, that is also one of the strengths of Kajaani, that I might dare to say here that in Finland, if you have a team of nobodies, Kajaani is probably the best place to start your company, because there is a great community, you get support, there is some other things that you can get there, and also you can get access to, let's say, relatively people which are relatively with good cost and skills effectivity. So it means that there are very talented people, and especially if they are still studying, they like that if there is some income that you can possibly get, it's good. And then they get more experience while doing real things. So that's one thing to think about that. Then publishing contracts is also made last summer. Those we can talk about are worth over 150,000 euros. There is also something else. And then really these subcontracting deals that almost every time leads later to investment or then publishing deal with upfront payments. there are more coming up in next 6 months' time. And this is all because we have been in these events, and I have to say that the good way there is that you come first to Helsinki. If you're a Finnish company, you come to Helsinki. If you're a mobile company, you come to Helsinki Pocket Gamer event first time, and then your aim should be in London. And that's because London is still the place that most of the serious investors and most money is available in Europe. But you come here first, take your first training, and then for real you go to London. This is a little bit maybe dangerous to say here, but that's my experience. And let's say that if I think the investments we have received to Kajaani within the last 2 years' time, we have got money from Denmark, Germany, Bermuda, China, South Korea, Netherlands and UK, but not from Finland, which is a bit funny. On the other hand, it's also that our teams have learned enough about business in quite early stages due to that they have been doing a lot of subcontracting to get their skills, let's say, showed up that what they can do, and also that trained the work methods there, and also to get the first checks to pay bills. But that's when you start to learn the business. You understand that somebody offering just 10 to 20,000 angel investment to your company, it means that you probably need to do contract works and stuff like that often, that if it's 10,000, the whole money goes just that you get the guy on board there. So it's worth it if it's a person who can then help you further and open doors. It's not worth it if it's somebody, okay, if it's from family, then it's probably okay. But if it's somebody you don't know and who don't do anything else except gives that 10,000, then it's very rare that you should do that. Okay, and then there is something that you can't ever count on money, and that's that you meet great people, you get good contacts, participate the parties. You don't need to drink there, but you need to get into the bars. It's just like that. The industry is known that there is things that happen in the evening, and often the deals happens after the evening. So that's the reason why you should go there where the people are. But it's up to you what you do there, other than just have good time and talk with people and spend nice time. Is there still time left? Yep. Yeah, so questions? I'm pretty much said what I have, except that this project that I've been working for has been financed by the Center of ELY in Kainuu and also European Union funds. This is obligatory sponsor announcement. And then also Kainuu Netu, which is a regional development agency. If there is no questions now, you can grab me on later. I probably can tell something that I can't tell here, but this is really that we have made over 1 million because of participating in Pocket Gamer events. So thank you very much and have fun.